And we are back, and we have a very special guest, as you guys can tell.
Yeah, that's not me.
That's not. Although you guys do look very similar. I actually, for a second there, I didn't know who was which.
It's a mirror, yeah.
I
Like
think
that
we're
movie we saw
twins.
yesterday, Us.
You are twins. So every episode we start with a little bit of what's called "Hey, dude, what's up?"
Start with our guest
Let's
today.
start with our guest. Del is our good friend. He has an incredible Disney vlog, and that's kind of what we're talking about today. But
We'll link it.
yeah, we'll link it here in the bio. But Del, hey, dude, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? I'm so happy to be here. Thank you guys for that opportunity. I really, I'm very appreciative.
Yeah, we are very excited to have you. Del's a great guy. How's your week been? Anything wild and exciting in your personal life this week?
You know, nothing too wild, with this whole coronavirus thing going on,
Yeah,
What's
we haven't
that?
talked about that in a while.
something really big that's hitting. But at the same time, it's just being able to still explore while still being safe, while still being healthy.
Loving it.
All that matters. We've noticed that people don't like when we talk about it because our episodes about the coronavirus just never do well.
They just want to wish it never, it's
That-
not real.
That never does well, and trolls.
Trolls.
those are our what's the word I'm looking for?
There are our weak links, our
Yeah, there we
black
go.
hole
Link was-
episodes.
Yeah, there it is. They're just out there. They're the niche
Yeah.
market episodes.
So in the beginning, I don't know how many episodes you've listened to, how far back you've gone, but when we first were like trying to figure out what we wanted to talk about, we had done a review of Onward. And it like
did really well, yeah.
and it hit.
It was
And
our best
like-
episode yet.
Yeah, and it was like definitely it's like in our top 10 episodes to this day. And they were like, let's just do another movie.
Yeah, well, Trolls came out the week after.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let's just review Trolls. That's going to be a hot topic and topical.
And it was great. It was a fun episode. We had a lot of fun with it. But yeah, it's like to this day one
Yeah.
of our worst.
We'll never do it again.
episodes. Yeah.
The T word.
The
T
T
word.
word is a no-go, guys.
Yeah,
the
we don't-
T word is a no-go.
No go on the T word. But Gabe, dude, what's up with you, man?
I just hate my hometown. Is what I noticed today. And I had to drive because my mom doesn't drive, and so I had to help her run errands today. And it's just the people suck, the traffic sucks. I'm glad I left. I'm never going back.
And that town is
I'm not gonna say it. I guess
that's fair.
People,
Miami?
yeah. No, we're not gonna go there. But that's the epicenter.
Yeah, the epicenter.
But going back, so hey, dude, what's up? Before you get sensitive because I don't ask you.
So okay, yeah. Also, fun fact. Gabe,
You
likes-
also hate your hometown.
I love my hometown. Greatest city in the world, Chicago. Shout out. So today I walked around with Grievous in downtown Celebration, which beautiful town. Mm-hmm. But we were walking by a Wolfgang Bakery as we always do, and they had 4 little water bowls out in front of for the dogs to come and get water from. And Grievous decided he wanted to take a sip from each water bowl.
Show dominance.
Just I don't know what it was, but it was definitely. I think he was like, well, this water's different, and he's got. Grievous has a lot of FOMO. He doesn't like to miss out on anything.
No, he does
He
not.
gets it from his mom and his dad. But yeah, he was like, I just want to drink from every one of these waters. So
I saw. I think I'd already told you when I came in, but there was a lady arguing outside of our house.
Yeah.
Here with this lady was walking a pit bull. It was a big dog. It was a big burly dog. But when I drove by, he was just just a big old happy
little happy
grin.
dog.
But this lady was just yelling at her, and I don't know why. And so I drove by them, and I went. And went right back up around.
Avoid at all costs.
to
Avoid.
try to
he was trying to get
no,
the
I went
tea.
back.
He
They
was
were
trying
here.
to see it.
I drove by and I went, boop, let's go back in here. I was not avoiding. I was windows down. But all I heard was, I'm doing my best from the girl with the dog. And then the lady was like, well, you can't be distracted while you're walking your dog or something. But it didn't look like anything happened. There was a kid around. Kid who seemed fine. Everything looked fine. I thought she was just yelling at this woman for having a pit bull.
Remember a couple weeks back when you were walking around the neighborhood at night and or I don't know if you were on a run or something.
I was on a run. I literally was just on a warm-up lap back this way, and there was just one pit bull and one just mixed breed dog.
Do you think it was the same pit bull?
I don't know. It was so dark. I just slowly just looked away and just walked back to the house.
And he lived. He didn't get mauled or
ghost.
eaten. But Gabe, I think out of the 3 of us here, you're gonna put up a fight. I'm
One
gonna
more with a pit bull. Probably.
Oh,
I don't know.
man.
I'll punch a dog right in the nose if I
Because
have
I can
to.
relate to that too. My roommate, she has a black lab pit mix.
Okay.
And every time I'm walking her, then the neighbors are very standoffish, and I'm like, gosh, she's so friendly. Seriously, she's
Yeah.
so friendly.
It is interesting. I mean, obviously,
We talked about this before.
They get a bad rap. And having a German Shepherd, he will bark at people, but he's not going to do anything. He barked at you when you
let's
walked
say he
in.
barked at this guy.
Yeah, we became real good friends as soon as I came in the door.
Yeah. You just got to give him a treat, and he's a puddle of
He's weird,
puddle
man.
of
Some
mud.
days strangers will come in and he'll be all for it. And some days somebody new will come in and he'll just be like, "Hey, what's up? What's this?"
Yeah.
I'm not mean, but what's up?
Yeah.
Who are you?
And
Who are you?
He who are you?
Yeah.
He didn't like Dean right away, but
Right.
then he loved Dean by the end of the night. He liked Anna. I'm trying to think who else we've had on that he came by.
I mean,
don't think anyone.
he's fine with Kelky.
Yeah, he loves Kelky.
Hates Jessica.
Hates Jess. No, he loves Jess. But anyways, so we are talking today about all things Disney parks. Okay, and Del, that's why you're here. You're the regional expert. Why don't you walk us through kind of what your week has looked like the last couple of weeks, and then we'll dig into
I forgot my
some
shovel.
more specific. Don't worry, we got plastic shovels from our Survivor theme party
we
out
do.
in the garage.
And we can dig in.
Yeah. But yeah, why don't you take it away and kind of talk about what you're seeing at the parks, how you're feeling at the parks, and kind of give us a little bit of a rundown of what to expect for anyone else who's going to be going to the parks these next couple of weeks.
Absolutely. So, I was one of the very fortunate people who got to go to all 4 parks for my cast member previews. My original park I went to was Magic Kingdom, but I had the opportunity where my dream team and we all partnered up to all go to we all reserved different parks. So I got to go to Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Epcot, all in that order. So
you got to go to all 4 parks.
I got to go to all 4
Nice.
for our cast member previews. And then me being the person that I am, I bought a 4-day ticket so I could still explore the parks because I need to be in the parks at all times. That's my happy
And
place.
now it's like, what an opportunity to just do everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I will tell you that the longest wait we had, for example, in the Magic Kingdom, was a half-hour wait for Jungle Cruise only because they were cleaning the boats.
Okay. I think we experienced something like that. We went.
Thunder Mountain.
Yeah. That's right. So yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. So I can tell you that it's a totally different experience, but Disney's doing everything in their power to make sure you are safe at all times. I'm telling you, the amount of hand sanitizer that they have is unreal.
Yeah.
I can tell you that they have about 3 to 5 stations of hand sanitizer before you even enter an attraction. As well as you're exiting an attraction, you're having that same amount of hand sanitizer stations, so you are keeping clean and making sure that you are practicing that hand sanitizing. Each line has they have the markers that say, please wait here, 6 feet apart. So they making sure, and they even have cast members that are going through each line, making sure that you are practicing that social distancing.
Were you seeing that the people in line were waiting pretty well with that because you went during a cast preview and the regular
Yes.
guests? Were you seeing any differences between that? Did you feel like they both were being pretty equal on
The rules.
the
and following
rules?
them.
Yeah.
I'll say I felt more during the cast member preview. It was more rule following. I felt like guests are just so happy to be back at Disney World. Guests are just like they're going through the gates. They are seeing the castle for the first time in months.
Those annoying vloggers walking around.
Yeah, those vlogging guys. I
We
don't
hate
I
those
don't
Disney
I don't know
vloggers.
any of them. I don't know any of them. But I feel like those guests that haven't got to experience it in so long are just so ready to be back that they're so antsy. Like they're like, oh my gosh, when's the last time I'm gonna ride Splash Mountain? I gotta make sure I'm in line for Splash Mountain. And I felt like during the cast member preview, us cast members knows that these rules are set like in place that like you should be following hardcore. And I just think the antsiness and the nerves of like just being through those gates again. I think it's just hitting those guests. But I feel like I felt safe. I
Yeah,
felt safe the
That's
entire
great.
time.
Yeah, I felt safer there than I do at a Walmart.
Yeah.
I was just
Oh,
about
for
to say
sure.
that. I was just about to say I do not go to Walmart. My
the only-
mom works at Walmart, and bless her heart that she goes there every day. But I do not even like stepping foot in a Walmart. So
Yeah, the only real big negative experience I've had since all this happened where I felt unsafe was a Walmart.
Yeah.
And it was a lawless wasteland. No mask, people were just standing over people, and it was busy AF. Like unemployment must have just hit because it
Yeah.
was just like so busy.
Yeah, Jess and I were at Publix the other day, and there's a Publix right at the end of our street, which is nice.
Also next to a karate dojo.
It's true, yes, with our guy with the
guy on the
scooter.
yeah.
So we were walking, and it was right when I think Walmart, Target, Publix, they all decided that they're going to be transitioning to masks required.
Yeah.
And they weren't handing masks out to people if they didn't have them, but because it was the first day, they were still letting people in. And this guy, I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast yet, but one of their employees had confronted this guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I already talked to the manager. We shouldn't be living in fear, you know?" And I'm like, I wanted to tell this guy, like, what the frick is your problem?
That this Publix over here?
Yeah, right here. And I'm like, what do you mean living in fear? It's a rule. It's a law.
Yeah.
Like, just, put on your mask. It's not hard. Or at least hand them out at the door. They should have someone handing them out at the door.
Yeah, they should. I think they should, if they can, because those little, you can get like a 50-pack of masks at Publix now that are like $5 maybe.
Yeah.
So you can get some of those and just have on hand as an emergency. I wouldn't give them to the people that are like, "You're stepping on my American right." But for the person that's like, "Oh, I just forgot my mask. I'm so sorry. I just need some milk. My baby needs milk."
Well, the day we were playing tennis and I went and got flowers for Jess and Marlena, I didn't go home to get a mask. I just put my shirt,
Yeah.
walked around like that.
And you're the problem.
I'm
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm the solution. Anyways, so back to the Disney stuff. They're taking temperatures, and
Yes.
when you walk in, what other procedures have you been seeing at the parks? Has there been any changes from the cast member previews to now?
Oh, okay. So when I went for my cast member previews, no trams were running for each park. So no matter where you're parked, unfortunately, you still
In the
will-
parking
In the
lots.
parking
Got
lot.
it.
So you will have to park and walk up to the entrances. They do actually social distance your cars in the parking lot as well. They take a space in between each car to make sure that your cars are even socially distanced and your cars are practicing those procedures. And then when you go through those, you go up and there's white tents everywhere you go, and you have the Advent Health cast members that are just, I bless them every day because the fact that they're making sure that these people are being safe going to the parks, bless them. So they take your temperature is good, you go through, and then when you go through your security, it's just like your normal security procedures as a normal guest would go through, but the initial is just making sure that you're going through those white tents to make sure you're getting your temperature taken.
Now, when we went to Epcot, we saw there was a tented area where if you do have a bit of a temperature, they could chalk it up to heat.
Yeah,
I think
let you
It a
cool
cool
down,
down area, right?
That's what it looked like. I didn't ask anybody, but it looked like a cool down area that if it was just, the heat's getting to you, let your body temperature, and then they check you again. I don't know what the procedure is if you still have a high temperature after that, though.
I would assume they don't let you in.
I would like
I would like to
hope
assume.
so.
So I personally just didn't see those tents, but not to bring up the other theme park, but I know that
The unnamed
theme park that also starts with the letter U, because I'm a pass holder there as well. I know as soon as you're going through to get your temperature checked, they tell you there's like announcements all over there saying if your temperature is 100.4 degrees or whatever it is in Celsius,
You'll be
that
lit on
they
fire.
will say, unfortunately, they will ask you to leave. And I feel like Disney, I feel like they're doing that same thing. If you are in that temperature range that's a little bit not a little bit, but if you are unsafe, they're not going to let you go. And I feel like their family members aren't going to be able to go as well. So I just feel like Disney's doing everything in their power to make sure that every guest that is going is safe.
Yeah.
And they've also changed the rules from when we were there to now you cannot walk with food or drink. I love that rule.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
It was a cop-out for people just
Yeah.
to, always have their Travis with them and just, as long as you gave me that look. I don't take my Travis
No,
out,
I didn't.
though.
I love your Travis.
It's a great Travis.
If it as long as it's close to my mouth, they can't do anything.
You mean this Travis?
That one right there.
Protect the child.
I know that they have their dressed in yellow shirts. They're called the Incredi Crew. I know they started off at Disney Springs. They would basically be cast members that were from different roles that they brought back, and they were basically not to be like police, but like they would walk up to you if you didn't have your mask on and just say, "Hey, by the way, just to practice for your health and safety, make sure you are wearing that mask." And if things do escalate, they get security involved. But
Yeah,
I feel like that's their and credit crew is their way of just still showing that Disney key of being able to be courteous and just say, "Hey, just make sure you are practicing being safe because not a lot of people get this opportunity to be back here right now." So.
The hard part with Springs though is it's an unticketed lawless wasteland.
Yeah, it's hard. It's impossible to monitor how many people are there at one time. And I also heard we heard how busy it was this last weekend. I think
like New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
is what
I
people
think
were
that's
saying.
I think honestly, if I had to guess, that was from a Pokemon Go event.
Well, yeah, they had the Pokemon Go Fest this weekend, which was insane. But you got to think too, with how hot it is outside.
Yeah.
It's just people are going into these places just to get some AC, and then now you're
That's what I mean,
artificially boosting these numbers. Yeah, but I don't know. I have only been to Disney Springs maybe once. I know you for sure have been there a couple times over the last couple of weeks.
Like 3.
And we each got our masks, and you got we each got new sunglasses.
Ooh, we got some sunnies. They're not here though.
And yeah, this guy's got his fresh new frames here too.
Are those Ray-Bans?
They are Ray-Bans,
Nice.
but they're blue light. So for my unhealthy eyes, because I'm always looking at my phone.
I should have. Did you get those at Disney too?
Yeah, at right on the Sunglass Hut.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, so not in Disney Springs.
Oh, so like in Disney Springs,
They're the
like
Sunglass
by
Hut,
the
yeah.
cigar shop. Like
That's right.
That's
Gotcha.
not.
Yeah, we got ours from
We got the co-op,
The coop.
the chicken coop. But you also got a fresh Pixar shirt too.
Did I wore
looking
it
so
to-
handsome.
It's just too hot.
Yeah.
I wore it at Magic Kingdom, and then Epcot was just like,
Is it the button-up one?
yeah, it's from World of
Nice.
Disney. It's nice. It's very my aesthetic. It was just too hot.
They have a new line that they just brought out with like the grape soda bottle
Yeah,
caps and like the orange bird.
Yeah,
Those are
Jessica
super
was
cute.
very surprised when I told
Yeah.
her not to get me the shirt because those shirts are expensive, man.
They are.
And I get it. Like I wanted the grape soda one because I love Up and I love button ups and I
Mm-hmm,
love just a bright tee, but I wanted the Ray-Bans more.
Yeah, well, I
So-
think you made a great choice. He got like the black top, and then it was like a golden.
Yeah, it's like I think they're called Club Master.
Yeah.
For when I go to
Club
the
Master.
club and I
Club
master
Master.
it.
You master the club.
So
So with outside of the parks, you've also stayed a couple nights at the resorts.
Yes.
Walk us through that because I haven't heard almost nothing about the resorts right now, other than the NBA season.
So I can tell you that the resorts are so empty. I got the opportunity to stay at Saratoga Springs in a treehouse villa with 10 of my closest friends, and when we would walk over towards the main part of so Saratoga Springs is broken up with their main resort, and then it has their treehouse villas. It's like separate, but you can walk over to the main part. They don't take a temperature screening while you're at the resort though. On your
Interesting.
My Disney Experience app though, before you even check in, it pops up and it says if you have these what's the word I'm looking for?
Like these criteria that it's like
if you have a cough,
Symptoms.
the symptoms.
the
That's
symptom
the word. Yeah.
word. That's the word.
See, that's why Gabe is the brains here.
Gabe, we
That's why we
appreciate
keep me
you so
around.
much. So if you have any of those symptoms, they encourage you not even to check in.
Interesting.
They encourage you not to check in. But while you go up to your resort check-in, they have like the plexiglass that like for the cast members to be safe. They also wear like the masks, like a mask and a shield. So cast members are being safe. So they are not doing temperature screenings, but they have a bunch of like triangle looking stand up things. I don't know the proper term, but they have like all like COVID-19 warnings and like ways to practice being safe. So like from a resort standpoint, from not your room, I still feel safe just because it's not as crowded.
Yeah.
But when I stay in my room, they extra clean. I can tell by the entire time it was so clean.
Good.
Yeah.
By they usually I got to stay at like a Disney Vacation Club resort, which was pretty awesome. They have like the already provided like shampoo, conditioner, body wash. They actually had plastic covering over it that said "We are cleaned," and they have all the remotes wrapped up in plastic. So you're like
We should get some of those.
Yeah.
Just for,
I
like,
recommend
fun.
it. I recommend it. So
I'll steal some.
everything
If I
that they're
stay, I end
doing,
up staying at a resort soon.
yeah, for sure. Contemporary, right?
Maybe.
Oh,
We'll see.
I think he should do it, guys. I think
see.
he should do it.
My
Yeah.
wallet also doesn't agree, probably. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I'll leave it
For
at
sure.
So I've only stayed at a couple of Disney resorts. I've stayed at, I think, the All Stars, which
Yeah, I
that's
stayed at the
easy.
yeah.
We stayed at the Grand Flow once for a night, and then I think years ago I stayed at Coronado Springs. But that's it. Like I haven't stayed at a lot of Disney
Didn't you-
resorts.
I thought you stayed at the Polynesian once. Or
No.
did you just got Ohanas there.
Yeah. I freaking love
That's
Ohana.
I want to stay like in the villas at the Polynesian.
That would be
that's what
so
I
sick.
mentioned to Alyssa the other day. I was like, if when I'm just swimming in money,
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm doing. Carmen and I are going there. You can come too, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm in.
For sure the bros will be there, and
Yeah.
girls optional, bros mandatory.
Exactly.
Those villas though, here's my thing. You can spend a good chunk of money on the villas or whatever, but I feel like for the same amount of money, you could just go to Fiji and stay at,
Where it's based out of.
like
Like instead of staying at the
actual-
Animal Kingdom Lodge, you can just take a trip to Africa
and do a safari
and ride an elephant.
Yeah. I mean, for the same
Yeah,
price.
if you stayed a week at one of these resorts, you probably could just do
You
that.
probably
yeah.
could.
Instead of going to the Grand Fleet, you can go to.
Actual Grand Flow.
I think
Grand Flow.
It's got like a Paris feel, doesn't it?
I feel like the Grand Floridian is like Southern Plantation kind of feel, like very, I don't know.
Very all lives matter.
Yeah, that's the feel that I get when I'm going to the Grand
Gotcha.
Flow. No offense, if you really love the Grand Flow.
No,
but
the Grand Flow is
that's the
beautiful.
feel. That's the
I get
feel
what
that
you're
I
saying.
get.
Grand Flow is my favorite looking resort.
It's beautiful.
Poly's just where I want to stay, like on the
Yeah.
on that little fake lake over there.
Have you ever stayed on the Tiki Villas at Polynesian?
I have not, but I was just about to say that growing up, I went to Disney every year since I was 9.
Nice.
So I was very fortunate that every time we would come, my mom would say, "All right, we're staying at a Disney resort." So in my lifetime, I can say I stayed at, if you include these last 2 stays, I've stayed at 12 different Disney resorts.
Oh wow!
So which ones have you not stayed at?
So I haven't stayed at the Contemporary, their Bay Lake Tower, any of the Magic Kingdom Loop, unfortunately. I haven't stayed at Kandani Village, at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I haven't stayed at the Boardwalk. Let me
I
think.
also haven't stayed at. I've never even been to a boardwalk resort. Like I've never
neither.
ever even been inside.
yeah,
I love the Boardwalk just for jelly rolls on Sundays.
Yeah, I've only been to the
the
boardwalk.
most
I think
CP
twice.
thing you've said.
Very true. It's just like a year ago. I was a CP or something like
Speaking
that.
of which, that leads me. You said nothing was off limits, right?
No.
So tell us about your affair. I'm just kidding. No, tell us.
I'm clean. I'm clean.
When you cheated on all of the women that you've cheated on.
Never.
So, just for those who are wondering about Disney stuff with the CP program, is there anything you can offer to the listeners out there wondering what is going on with that?
So are you talking about like how the Disney college program is like right now, or like during my experience?
We'll
Probably
do
your experience.
Okay.
and then if you know anything right now, we can lead into that.
So I can tell you from right now, unfortunately, I don't know anything that goes with the Disney college program just because we don't know exactly when college program kids will be allowed to come back. But during my experience, my college program was my life. I loved my college program. I actually worked at Disney Springs custodial, and that's where I met Carmen.
Yes.
And then I met Gabe just through friends, and it was really cool. And I just loved every second of it, just being able to immerse yourself. Like, it has been my dream to be a cast member since I was a 5-year-old kid. Like, I was walking around as a 5-year-old, be like, "Mom, I'm going to go work at Disney. Mom, I'm going to go work at Disney." "Okay, Del, okay."
I feel like that's how it starts, though. It's like as a kid, that's how they like indoctrinate you. It's
Yeah.
like
Oh, for sure.
the Disney cast member cult. It's like
Yeah.
as a child, you say, "I'm gonna work there," and then it's like they're like, "We've got you.
We got 'em.
They're gonna work there until you die." Which obviously kudos. I know a lot of people who've been with Disney since the opening of Magic Kingdom here in Disney World. But how many people were in your dorm when you were staying in as a
So
CP?
I lived with me and 5 others. I lived in the great old Vista Way. I lived in Vista Way I actually lived there for 10 months because I extended twice. And during my last extension, I applied for my current job with guest relations, and I was very fortunate enough for them to end my internship college program early and say, "Hey, you are going to be a temporary assignment project hire." And I'm like,
Very
what?
nice.
I'm like, what does that mean?
So many big words.
And I was like,
don't get
whoa,
it.
I'm just, just trying to live the dream. And they're like, so like you'll be with Magic Kingdom guest experience team, but you're a temporary, which means like you're not status, but you're part of this team, but you don't have a home. So if your TA would end, you would
You're packing
unfortunately
up.
have
You're
to
going home.
go back to Pennsylvania. Mom, I know you would love me there, but it's always been my dream to live here. I'm one of those cast members that wants to stay here till the day I die. So doing
happens.
anything I possibly can.
Nothing wrong with that.
And I bounced around the TA game for 6 months. I worked over at Animal Kingdom Guest Relations, Animal Kingdom Get. I worked in Hollywood Studios for a couple days for Rise of the Resistance.
Very cool.
And I came back to the Magic Kingdom, and I got the opportunity to get staffed in December.
Nice.
So it's been
a journey.
It's been a journey, but it's people that I've networked and connected with that made that possible. And for anyone that is interested in that college program, literally apply. And if you get in and you want to stay, network with as many possible people as you can, because the people you network with could land you a job that will keep you here forever.
I love it.
So
I know Gabe and I, we've talked a little bit about ranking our parks and stuff. So I feel like we should talk about that real quick.
Yeah,
we should rank our
put him on the
parks.
spot.
Let's
I
go.
Love this. Love this.
Out of the 4, what's all of our least favorites?
Okay.
Should we go on 3?
Mine changes all the time. Let me think for a
How
second.
about
Okay.
as of July 28th, 2020?
Is it the 28th?
Is it the 28th?
Yeah,
I
this is
don't know.
28th.
All day. Give me like half a second.
Think about it.
Like just including like all variables included, parking.
Like
okay,
everything
the whole
included.
experience
The whole
included.
experience from entrance to exit.
And this
and a
is
whole
least
day.
favorite.
Least favorite. We're gonna work our way up.
Okay, deal.
All right. As soon as Gabe's ready, we'll do the countdown.
I can tell by his face he's so ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. And we'll go 3, 2, 1, say it. All right. We're not going to say it on 1. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, answer.
On go.
All right.
Are you gonna say go?
On go.
3,
no,
2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1,
3,
go.
2.
Then answer.
So on go.
So on. Shut up. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Epcot.
Hey.
Look at that. We're all Epcot. Wow. I know we're going to make a lot of people mad about that, but
Just the way I narrowed it down to is if I could only go to one park the rest of my life,
yeah,
it's not going to be Epcot.
that's fair.
That Food and Wine's great, but I have that in my fridge. Both
Yeah.
of that.
And we can just cook it.
Yeah.
You know?
So Epcot's a lot of people's favorite park, and that's fine. But that's the way I took it. It was like if I could only be at one of these parks, and it's the only park I was allowed to go to, Epcot
Forever.
Epcot be the last one on my list.
Epcot forever.
Epcot forever.
Yeah. Epcot, not today.
Epcot for never. I also just feel like and this will change
Right. Very
once we
soon.
get Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
in
because
my
that's where they're
opinion.
putting a lot of the Marvel stuff.
Yeah,
too.
the whole Marvel, what is it, the campus?
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
I think it's campus. That's what they're calling it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if they for sure scrapped it, but there was a Mary Poppins ride that was supposed to be coming.
They scrapped it.
Is
for
it? Is
now.
it scrapped?
I
It
think
is
they just.
scrapped.
I don't know if is it like officially done, not happening, or they just postponed pretty much.
I know that when I went to the Epcot Experience Center that they have, they no longer show the Mary Poppins part. And there's no longer a Mary Poppins poster that they would have with all the brand new stuff that's coming.
Is
They
Moana
said
still
Mary
showing?
Stoppins.
Mary. That was good. Is Moana still showing? I know they were doing
Yes.
that.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
Moana's a moneymaker.
Yeah, Moana's great. So okay, number 3, third. Or were you going to say something?
No, I'm just thinking.
Okay. While we're all thinking, because I have my answer here. What are the redeeming qualities of Epcot?
Food and Wine.
Food and wine.
It's the best, like, got nothing to do on a night. Let's just go to Epcot, get a few drinks. It's the best, like, just let's go hang out park, I'd say.
I feel like it's like the least kid-friendly park.
Yeah.
You get a lot of adults in Epcot.
That'll change.
Yes,
Iron Man's
yes.
walking around, or however they're going to do that.
I think you'll get even more adults walking around. Like,
Yeah, but you also get some more kids.
get them out of here.
Yeah,
Push those
not-
kids out
not
of the way.
in my or Epcot.
Not in my magical Epcot.
But yeah, that's redeeming. Just you can just
Yeah.
go in. It's kind of just like a relaxing park to just go in and get some food.
I've
head
still
out.
never ridden the Frozen Ever After, or not Frozen Ever After, the Frozen
Yeah, I like that ride a lot.
ride.
I was on it yesterday.
Yeah?
It's really good.
I've never done it. It's just always a long wait, and I don't want to waste a fast pass on not a roller coaster.
I mean,
or
what else are you
Soarin'.
going to use a fast pass on there?
I like Soarin'.
Soarin',
and
you
Test
can get
Track.
on like 30 minutes.
Yeah, but that's 30 minutes. I just don't want to wait. I'd rather wait 10,
It
15.
doesn't make any sense.
I know. I'm crazy.
Ever
I'm
since
sorry.
Flight of Passage opened up, Epcot or Soarin' kind of lost its popularity.
I guess. Yeah,
I mean, people
'cause
still love Soarin'. Soarin's great. I like Soarin'.
it's my favorite
It's just
in Epcot.
now there's not much. It's like Everest. Everest doesn't really ever have a crazy wait now either.
Yeah,
and go ahead. Go
I was
ahead.
just about to say my top two things at Epcot are Soarin' and Voices of Liberty.
What?
There are
Yeah, they're
I
great.
love the Voices of Liberty. I could go sit there for hours and just listen to them sing, and those are my top two favorite things about Epcot.
Yeah.
Are they back to singing?
No.
Or they're not?
No,
right?
no equity.
Yeah,
no
they're
equity
not.
is back.
They do have the characters running around though, which is nice. They're doing the little cavalcades and they're like wearing no masks, which I think is fine. But they're keeping people far enough away. They have barrier shields in between the princesses on the cavalcades or whatever.
One thing I like that I saw at Epcot and other places is that the characters are just kind of roaming in fenced off areas. Like Pooh has the butterfly net. I hope that stays going forward.
I agree.
It gives a lot more of a, oh, these characters live here. This isn't just like, you know what I mean? It adds to the illusion of like we're visiting them at their home.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, I'm waiting in line to meet this person. who's
Disneyland
just out
Paris was
catching
like
butterflies.
that a lot, where they just
Yeah.
roamed. And there was at one point where Peter Pan in Disneyland Paris, Peter Pan and Cinderella were just having a conversation.
Yeah.
Which is like, I think that obviously they would never cross paths in their respective lives or here in Disney
Yeah.
World. But it was nice because they had kind of this, we're all in Magic Kingdom together kind of feel. I agree with you. I think that's pretty.
Yeah, I hope that stays.
I do too.
All right, I guess.
Park
second-
number 3. Uh-oh. What's happening here? Crazy.
Sorry.
Crazy noises.
My Apple Watch is going off.
All right. So third favorite park. Good?
I can be.
All right.
I'm ready to roll.
3, 2, 1.
Animal
Magic
Kingdom. So yours is Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom. So I'm taking the TTC into consideration.
Yeah, I've been
That's
doing
fair.
the same.
It takes a whole other hour to get from the entrance to the to the
does
entrance
suck.
to the real entrance. It's too much. It's too much time. Did you?
I
Go
agree.
ahead.
It's hard to deal with. So
When you were there, Del, for your cast member preview, did you also have a long line to get into Magic Kingdom?
I personally didn't wait that long because I went for rope drop, and I was one of the very first cars in line just because I wanted to be one of the very first people to go back to my home, because I work in the Magic Kingdom. That's just my home, and that's my home park. So I wanted to be one of the first people. So I personally didn't wait a long time, but I know people, because they aren't having as many people on the monorails and the ferries, that they did wait about a half hour to 45 minutes just to get over to the Magic Kingdom. But I told my group that I was with I wanted to be there as early as possible. So I personally didn't wait a long time, but I know people that did wait a decently amount.
How long do you think we waited in line that day?
20 minutes.
You think 20 minutes
Yeah,
before we even got into the park?
I think so.
It felt like longer. Like,
No, I was using the minimum.
oh, okay.
So like at least 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. It was long.
It was. I had never sat in a line like that before to get in. I would imagine it's like the line to get checked in for a peak holiday season.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever go back and watch those videos from like New Year's Day or Christmas
Yeah.
Day, and the park is just backed up all the way to I-4 and stuff like that, craziness. But I will say I would rather pay more money than have less people in the park.
Yeah.
That's my personal.
Well, that was in my opinion, the appeal of the Halloween parties and the Christmas parties. Now there's no appeal, pretty much, which is why I think they ended up just canceling them. Because the only appeal now is some character meet and greets and some candy.
I love the candy though.
Yeah,
Love
well, now
candy,
you
love the candy.
Now you don't even get the character meet and greets. So it's just
still
the
get candy?
You still get candy, but you're paying $75 a ticket for it or whatever it is.
You better get $75 worth of candy. That's a lot
Yeah.
of candy.
So that's why I think that led into the decision for not having the party more than anything.
Like you're talking value for the guests.
Well, that and there's just it doesn't. The experience is not much different. Literally, the only experience is the candy. The only thing that changes because you can have different characters just walking around, but are people gonna want that to pay for that?
That's a good. I mean, it's a good what if kind of question.
Yeah.
Like really putting into perspective what people are going to want to stick around for, what they're going to want to pay for.
Yeah.
Have both of you guys done a Not So Scary and a Very Merry Christmas Party?
Yeah.
Yes, I went to 7 Halloween parties this past year, and I went to 3 Christmas parties.
I've never done either.
I love the parties. It's just so
They're
much.
fun. Yeah, they're great. And it's, like I said, it's great if you want like to experience the park with less people in it.
I'm very big on entertainment for those parties, and Boo to You Parade is one of my all-time favorite things about Disney World. And then the Christmas Parade is also one of my all-time favorite things of Disney as well. So just from the entertainment standpoint, I'm obsessed with the parties. Like I had 7 different Halloween costumes just so I could go 7 times.
Okay, what were the costumes then?
Okay, so I dressed up as Mike Wazowski,
Loving it.
Pluto,
Okay.
Simba. I went as the Fab Five. I was Mickey, and then I was Huey out of Huey, Dewey, Louie.
Gotcha.
I was Fix-It Felix from Wreck-It Ralph.
Yep.
And then I was something random. I think I was like, well, I didn't do Disney. I think I was like an M&M or something like that.
A Disney
Like the rapper.
I wasn't.
just the package.
Yeah, just a rapper.
He was
you know?
Eminem and somebody else
Yeah, I
was
was
Mom
Marshall
Spaghetti.
Mathers.
Nice. So Gabe, do you like the Halloween parties or Christmas parties better?
Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just more. You can do. There's more to do. They're pretty much the same thing. One had the different treats. The characters are dressed up a little differently, but you get to also dress up for the Halloween party. And like the Christmas party, you can wear nice PJs or something, you know. But and then like there's hot chocolate, but depending on what time you go to the Christmas party, it's too hot for hot chocolate.
That's fair.
So-
Is it unlimited? Like, is it free hot chocolate the entire time you're there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
Everything,
value.
all the like snack stations are free. Anything you go to, like if you go for like a meal, like if you go to Be Our Guest or Cosmic Rays, you have to pay for that, obviously.
I imagine that if they were to have a Christmas party, they would not have snack stations. I would
No,
imagine.
That's yeah, maybe just a bowl out, like a please take one,
Yeah,
kind of deal.
Take a rubber glove, put it on, take one,
Yeah,
and then leave.
it's not happening,
No,
which is fun.
But I will say one of the most magical experiences of Disney is watching it snow on Main Street.
Yeah, it's very nice.
You can't beat that.
yeah, I've never experienced that.
Hopefully they will try to integrate it somehow in just a normal experience.
Just pumping the soap snow
Yeah,
out.
at least maybe
We
like
love Snope.
Snow.
at like every day at like 3 and at 5, like every third hour or something. Maybe it snows.
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
that'd be cool.
But
So number 2 park. I think we all probably
Yeah,
know
I
where this
think
is
I'm ready.
going. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Magic
Hollywood
Kingdom.
Studios.
Wow, hot take.
It is.
Studios number 2, and what'd you say?
Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, Magic Kingdom. That's
It would be number 1 if it wasn't for TTC.
This stupid
TTC just
TTC.
ruined the experience
does.
for me.
And then Animal Kingdom was my third.
But why?
So
Okay, all right. I guess the number 1 is for you.
Studios
is,
just now got good.
I've loved Studios since the beginning.
I don't know.
So is your number 1?
my number one's Magic, and it's just because I'm a growing I'm very I'm close with my family. I'm very, very close with my family, and just all the memories I have on Main Street and all just walking through the Magic Kingdom for the first time as a kid, like those will forever sit with me. And just I know some of the rides need a little bit of a touch up, and I know some of the things I know they could add more things as well because I know the other parks are adding, but just it feels like that's my happy place. I know when I turn that corner and I see Cinderella's castle, I know I'm home. So that's just why it's my favorite. I just from that home feel.
So why do you think Studios just now is getting good?
Because it's getting more stuff. Like for a while, it was like Terror and
Star Tours and Rock and Roller Coaster.
Star Tours is terrible.
Star Tours is so dope. It's
Star
my
Tours
favorite ride.
is a terrible
That's a hot
ride.
take.
Star Tours is my
No,
favorite ride.
It's not a fun ride.
And he's wearing Star Wars.
I love Star Wars.
Point it
That's
out.
why I,
Point it out.
There's nothing Star Wars can do that you would dislike though.
That's not true. There are things. Stop looking at me like that. Don't give me those beautiful little lashy eyes. Star Wars can do things that aren't as good as other Star Wars things, but they're still better than most things in general.
Star Tours would be lower middle pack ride at Magic Kingdom.
I think Star Tours.
It would be the equivalent of the Carousel of Progress.
I don't even know if I've ever been on the Carousel of Progress.
Well, you should.
That's the one with
That's a good one.
the
That's a
dog.
good-
Yeah, there's a
and,
dog and the guy and the
There's a great big beautiful tomorrow.
But everyone ages
that.
and everyone gets older, except the dog is always the same
Yeah,
age.
the dog is always the same.
Yeah.
I was really hoping. Okay, so I have been on that, and I remember out loud saying at one point, "Does this dog die?" Like, imagine it just not being in the last scene, and everyone's like, "Where'd
Whatever
the dog
the
go?"
dog. It's just no dog, but the jar of ashes.
What's the dog's name? Do we know?
Man.
Rover.
Yeah.
It's
Rover. The little ash urn that says Rover on it.
Oh man, that'd be
Disney can you can
that'd be
have
dark.
that.
You can have that. That's on us.
Yeah, that's we're not gonna. Don't give us a cease and desist or anything. We're giving that to you. We don't want any credit. No monetary gains.
But yeah, now it has Slinky Dog's dope. Mania's dope, which has been I don't know how long Mania's been there.
Mania's
but
always been dope.
Yeah, Mania's been there for a long time. Mania's way better than Buzz Lightyear in my opinion.
It's light years.
Yeah.
Better.
Now they have Rise, which is like a lot of people's favorite ride,
Millennium Falcon.
which I haven't ridden yet, but hopefully I will. Knock on wood soon.
Yeah.
And they still have Tower, which is also a lot of people's favorite ride. I could give or take Aerosmith yelling at me.
I like Rock and Roller Coaster.
It's fine. I just don't like. I'm not going to Disney for Aerosmith. I would like it to be something else.
No, I get that.
If it was like Cusco's ride and it was Kronk and Yzma and they pulled the lever and then you're like, whoa.
That'd be cool. I'm sure that once the contract with Aerosmith runs up, they could do
Yeah.
something like that. It's sponsored by Hanes
I have no idea.
or Fruit of the Loom or something like that.
It is something along those lines.
Yeah. I think that Disney needs more roller coasters. They need I think each park should get one real roller coaster. Like Studios already has Rock and Roller Coaster, which is it's like an adult roller coaster, you know. But I think each park, and I think Epcot's going to have Guardians. I think it's going to be like a real adult roller coaster.
Yeah.
But like when I go to
Magic's getting Tron.
that's true. That's true. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
I've never even seen the Tron movies.
No, Tron movies, half of them are good.
Out of the two,
Yeah.
which one's better?
Come back to me. I don't remember. They get them mixed up.
But like when I go to SeaWorld, riding is it the Mako? That's like got the really big drop.
I think so.
That
SeaWorld's roller coasters are dope.
they're so good. I think Disney needs a Mako of its own.
Well, maybe
Mako one.
Mako one.
Mako
Mako one now.
one.
Mako America great. Oh no, not that. Not that.
Not that one. We don't need that kind of Mako.
But yeah, I think maybe that's what they're doing with these newer rides and these. Like I haven't done Rise yet. You have though, right?
I've done Rise. Have you done Rise of the Resistance?
I have.
So I'm not going to spoil anything because
Yeah, I don't
it's
wanna
an
know anything.
incredible ride. In theory, I think that it could have been executed better for some aspects of it, but it just didn't thrill me the way I was anticipating it.
Okay.
And that's all I'm going to say. I did not, but I feel like in my head, anything less than a roller coaster, and I was going to be disappointed no matter what. Because I think Star Wars deserves a high intensity thrill ride because there are points of Star Wars where it's high intensity everything. Great ride, under executed, in my opinion.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I haven't ridden it, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Del, what are you thinking about Rise of the Resistance?
I think there are some aspects that are out of this world, literally. It's literally out of this world, just from, not to spoil anything, but there are moments where your jaw will drop. And you'll be like, is this actually happening? And there's some things in the ride that I feel, I agree with you. That's why it's not even my favorite ride in the park. My favorite ride in the park is Toy Story Mania. So it's like if they maybe would have done things a little bit differently, like maybe put a little bit more thrill because of like all the hype it was getting and like, oh, you're waking up at 5 a.m. to get a virtual boarding pass. But there are factors, Gabe, that will literally make your jaw drop. Like there's times where I've rode it 3 times and I'm just because I'm one of those crazy
show off over here.
Well, no,
Weird
well,
flex.
listen, I'm one of those crazy people that just wake up at like 4 a.m. to be one of the first people to get boarding group number 7 if I can.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'm going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. And last night we actually did go to bed at like almost 4
Yeah, we're
o'clock
too
in the
busy
morning.
watching a spooky movie.
I don't do spooky movies, but we watched
I will
a scary
say
movie.
that each park maybe could use one more adult-friendly ride.
Yeah.
But I don't care that there's like Space Mountains, okay. Then they're getting Guardians. So I think they're making the right steps. The thing about Disney though that makes it better than every other park I think in the world is anyone can go to Disney and have a good time.
Yeah.
So if you don't like rides, you can do shows and other things. If you don't like shows and rides, you can do food. If you don't like food, what are you? How do you live this long? But and the rides are enjoyable enough for those who do like rides. So I think it does the best job of pleasing everybody to some degree.
For sure. And if you're going and you're spending that kind of money at Disney, you're going to your point, be able to find something to make you feel like you've got your money's worth.
Yeah, and Disney, more than anything, wants a family vacation. So pleasing everyone in that family is its job. And I think it's the best park at doing that.
I was going to say, it's literally so immersive from the minute you check into your resort to the minute you go into those parks. Like, you're literally in a story. And I feel like Disney is the best storytelling company in the entire world, and that's why it's
Hands down.
Hands down. It's literally like...
Sound like you said Pan.
Pan
3
down.
weeks
3 weeks earlier. Do you watch Rick and Morty?
I've seen a couple episodes, but not like avid watcher.
No.
Okay, we're
We
avid.
just have a lot of stupid inside jokes about it.
Okay, so talking about food, Gabe, what's your favorite place to eat on property? Is it Ohana?
I've never been to Wahana.
Oh, wait, hold on. Why did I think that was your favorite?
We've talked about that, and I think I told you. I think what memory you're thinking of me telling you I've never been to Ohana's.
Maybe that's what it is.
Um,
What's your favorite place to eat on property, though?
I like going to Pinocchio's Pizza as my quick service, just because I like a good pizza.
Yeah.
But when I first started going there, they were doing a pizza of the month. So they had like a taco pizza, a cheeseburger pizza, and then they stopped doing it. I don't know if they ran out of ideas. Like 3 months in, they were just like, "What else can we do with pizza?" And then and then they just stopped doing it. And then table service. I don't know. I don't really have one, I think, right now.
When we did our preview, you guys got to go to be our guest and do the seven course,
3 course.
3 course. I don't know why that's
7 courses is a lot. Between the
a
two
lot
of
of
us, it was
food.
6 courses still.
How was eating at Be Our Guest? Because I've never eaten there.
I guess it's good.
Yeah.
Definitely the best valued food. Like if
Okay.
you're going to eat on property, the best unless you're going to like Epcot, there's that like fancy restaurant. But at Magic Kingdom, I would say it's the best like value food, and you can probably just eat there and be good for the rest of the day, depending on your threshold for food.
Del, what about you? What's like quick service and sit down service that are your top favorites for the food?
So my favorite quick service is in Disney's Animal Kingdom. It's Satuli Canteen.
Love
Yeah,
Satuli
I
Canteen.
talked about
love
that, yeah.
Satuli Canteen. Just the different variety of food
It's
you
so
can
good.
get there.
And it's like feels healthy.
I actually
Healthier
feel
than
so
everywhere
healthy
else.
going there. And then, I mean, it's not healthy, but they have this like little cheesecake bomb looking thing. It's like blue and it has this like
Oh, it's the blueberry mousse.
yeah, that thing. That is legendary. I get it every time I go, and it could be any time of the day I'm going to order it. And my favorite sit down would have to be at Disney's brand new resort, Disney's Riviera Resort at Topolino.
Yeah, I've heard that's good.
What kind of food do they have there?
So it's like
I've heard very little about Riviera in
They do a
general.
little bit of Topos, a little bit of Linos.
Oh,
Everything
I
in
love the
between.
topos, but not as much
They're
as the
great.
Linos.
Yeah, Linos are way better. That's their bread and butter. Topos were a little undercooked.
Wait, but they don't serve bread and butter. Topos are bread and butter free.
Anyways, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna let y'all keep
Too much
going.
nonsense.
Y'all were good. I loved it. But think of like European style.
No, European.
I'm not in the bathroom. We're recording a podcast. I'm not a peeing.
We actually have catheters set up underneath this table. That's why we never get up. In the
Every
middle
once in
of
a while,
that.
you just see me not talk for 3 seconds and see them peeing.
That one came out the other end. It's a poopy.
Okay. Anyways, though.
That's
All right, all
funny.
right. Topolino's.
Topolino, so good. Think of European style food, and I got a chicken rigatoni style meal, and I do these things where I call them Del Days, where I'll dress from head to toe, super nice, and I'll make a dinner reservation for one, and I'll go to all different restaurants on property just to like say I've ate there. Just to
Okay.
Yeah.
So like
Treat yourself.
Yeah.
Treat myself. So I've got the opportunity to go to like Be Our Guest. I've got the opportunity to go to Boma. I've got the opportunity to go to Jico over at Animal Kingdom Lodge as well.
Jico.
It's like so if you're at Boma and you shoot a quick right.
Gotcha.
It's not the buffet, but just the sit down style.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, never eaten there.
Me neither.
Have you eaten at Boma?
No.
The soup bar at
Boma looks
Boma.
good, though.
Boma's dope.
It has a soup bar and it's so legendary.
So I think my favorites for sure, the quick service. I really almost I don't even consider it quick service.
You just say you like Dole Whip, I think.
Yeah, Dole Whip. All meals of the day can be Dole Whip. But yeah, I like Satuli Canteen. So Gabe and I have this.
so dumb.
inside joke where go back and listen to our podcast about.
I think it was when Disney was first opening.
Yeah, it was like right when they announced it.
that they were opening. Yeah.
And we're kind of going back thinking about our memories. And Satuli Canteen, when it opened, they had the options. They had 4 options. It was a beef, a chicken, a tofu, and a shrimp, or some kind of sustainable fish dish. And I'm a poet. Didn't even know it. And they had recently, before the parks closed, they had added an option where it was the beef and the chicken. And Gabe had gotten very excited and said,
I went, and the chicken? And it's the thing we quote most on this podcast, probably.
It's so yeah, if you ever hear us just say "and the chicken,"
Yeah, it'll be on a T-shirt one day. Probably.
It's gonna for sure be on a T-shirt. But that's what I love. I go there and I get the combo. I do the beef and the chicken,
and the chicken
with the sweet potato hash, and it's got the wild potatoes and stuff like that. And then you got to do the creamy herb garlic dressing, which I think is just a fancy ranch. Honestly,
it's probably the fancy
secrets.
ranch.
Yeah. And then sit down. It's got to be Ohana. It's just so good.
Yeah.
I can go there. I can
Actually,
just eat.
my sit down. I know my sit down is Trails End and Fort Wilderness. Those are 2 of my favorite sit down restaurants.
That's why we
Oh,
did.
I said Fort Wilderness. What's next to Trails End?
Hoop-de-doo.
Hoop-de-doo.
I was
There
gonna,
it is.
I was gonna
Hoop-de-doo.
ask, do dinner shows are
Yeah,
included?
I think that counts. Yeah,
I was about to say.
Hoop-de-doo. I love Hoop-de-doo. I love unlimited sangria and some fried chicken.
So the sangria is a good value. Here's my issue with Hoop-de-doo. You have to.
Hoop-de don't.
I've only eaten there the one time.
Right.
And that was with it was someone's
I was
birthday.
there. It was a combination birthday. It was
Yeah.
Stefan and Ryan.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I just don't like to have to ask someone to bring the food to me.
But that's what you do at any restaurant.
But I'm talking like for all you can eat.
Oh, okay.
Like because I feel like there's that shame of like I'll just keep
that
eating.
bucket of chicken you brought wasn't enough, Garcon.
Please bring me 2 or 3 more of those buckets of fried filth chicken, and not filth. It's delicious,
It's
but you get what I
great.
mean.
It's so good.
And the mac and cheese.
And everything is delicious. I just don't like to have to ask them to bring it back because I feel like there's judgment because they're in back going, I got to bring another bucket of
fatty.
chicken. These guys over here,
Dumbo out here.
just eating this goofy looking turd. But inside joke there, but. Like Trails End, that's when Gabe had his birthday a month and a half ago or so.
Yeah.
We
About
did
2 months ago now.
Jess and I threw him a whole breakfast buffet, and that was like, it's like pretend like we're at Trails End because
Yeah,
it's closed.
that's what it was.
We're in
That's
a
what this
global
table looks like.
pandemic.
That's what I had a reservation for it. And
It's
then there was
true.
like, nope,
And he didn't even leave us a tip.
I didn't.
This cheap turd. But yeah, I cannot wait for the restaurants to open back up like to full capacity and go. I would like to go see Hoop-de-doo. I guess it's the world's longest running dinner show. That streak came to an end. I actually didn't think about that till right now.
I didn't know it was the world's longest running dinner show.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I don't remember what exactly it is, but it's like the world's longest something running night show or dinner show, something like that. But now it's there's a chance that another place can come in. They have to start their streak over now.
Yeah.
So
It's
global
true.
pandemics barred,
Let's bring back an old question.
Oh,
An old damn dude you dead.
damn dude, you dead.
This is a segment of the show where I give Carmen and now Del 2 fictional scenarios and how they would rather die.
And either way,
You die.
make no jokes about it. You're dying either
no
way.
jokes, no ifs, ands, or buts.
No ifs, ands, or
and
buts.
the
It was
chicken.
nice
And the
knowing you.
chicken.
It was nice knowing y'all.
And the chicken, bread and butter.
Yeah, for Del's first time on, he dies.
So do you remember what the question was our last Disney episode?
Yes, I do. It was you die on the teacups,
Right.
Or you die
Small World.
Small World. That's right.
So you either die riding on Small World,
Until you just
however long that takes.
yes.
You either go insane and drown yourself, or just don't eat long enough. Or you spin yourself to death on the teacups.
Either way, it was Walt's dying wish before he passed.
Yeah, you have to choose one.
You have to choose one. You either die on the teacups and you spin yourself into existence
Of
out
nothingness.
of existence.
Yeah.
Of nothingness.
And then the other one is the
Small
small
World.
world. So what do we got this week?
That's it. And we're bringing it back.
We're bringing it back.
We're bringing it back.
So Del, why don't you start us off? What would you rather do? Would you rather die on the teacups or would you rather die on the?
You don't get to know what we chose.
Yes.
Maybe we've changed.
Maybe.
I don't remember what we chose last time. I'm pretty sure I do.
I remember.
'Cause I would never ride a teacup if my life. If I had a
I
kid
don't-
right now, like my kid, and he was like, "Dad, all I want to do is ride the teacups. It's the only thing I want to do in my life." I'd be like, "Well, you're a dumb kid.
Yeah.
Because you need to have bigger dreams, and I'm never
can't-
riding the teacups with you."
I can't ride it because I chose.
Jess is here. Hello, Jess.
Hi, Jess.
Jess.
Bringing home the bacon over here.
That's toilet paper.
It's
not
No,
bacon.
that's bacon.
Essentials, guys.
Rolls of
Essentials.
bacon. So, Del, what do you think?
Remember when we
about
couldn't find toilet paper?
Yeah.
Remember that time in our life?
That
Anyways,
was crazy.
back
that was
to
right around. That was right around the period of Tiger King.
yeah.
Oh,
Tiger
Joe
King,
Exotic.
and no toilet paper. All right, Del, what do you got?
This is very. We're gonna think about this real deep.
Here, we'll help you a little bit.
I'm gonna think about it because that song. I don't.
Over and over again.
Over and over.
But
and
you live
over-
longer. You'll
but
live longer.
But you live longer. But you hear it over and over. But you on the teacups could literally spin yourself to a point where you're no longer there. So it could.
Yeah, do you think insanity has to happen before you're dying? There's probably a brief period of time where you're insane and you don't actually remember who you are.
On teacups?
In both,
Yeah, probably.
your brain's
Insanity
going to
will
go
hit.
before you're.
I think in Small World, it would happen is you'd start befriending the puppets. You'd have your own little life with the puppet. You marry a puppet. Have little puppet kids.
yes.
I think
Doing other stuff with puppets.
I think
It's fair.
I'm gonna go with that lifestyle.
The hula girls,
yeah,
the
love the
hula
hula
girls.
girls.
Anyways, so
I think I'm gonna go with that lifestyle though, because I don't think I could spin myself that much because I can't do rides like
There's-
Mission Space anyways.
yeah,
or
there's two
anything.
rides I don't ride on property.
Yeah.
Mission Space, 'cause I don't even know what the hell happens to you on there. And teacups.
So like,
I can do the alien saucer one at Toy Story. That's different. That's not a that's like a spinny jerky one. It's
Yeah.
not just all spinning.
So I don't think I've ever actually ridden Teacups ride. I've done
Good. You don't need to.
Yeah, I've done the spinning saucers, but I feel like the Teacups is one of those original rides that it's like Peter Pan. It's always got a long line
Yeah.
for a dumb ride. Like
Peter Pan's okay. I like Peter Pan.
That's all right.
I'm a Peter fan.
Yeah, nice. I've never seen the movie, any of them.
I don't think I couldn't tell you anything about it. I saw it a long time ago.
Peter Pan is one of my favorite characters. So I that's just me. That's just me though.
So Del, you said you're picking.
I'm picking Small World. I'm gonna go with Small.
I think we all chose Small World.
because
Yeah.
I could form my own family while I'm going
can.
insane. So it's like that would be fun.
And you can just travel the world.
Travel the world over and over.
And I
After
heard
all,
there's like sometimes maybe ducks get in there.
Ooh,
Maybe you could eat a duck.
that would be
I do
nice.
like duck. I do like
I don't
duck.
know how you cook it, but
Well, you would
Eat it
just
nice and
raw duck.
Ew.
Raw
Yeah,
duck
yeah,
it,
raw
you know.
duck.
Some people raw dog it. Some people raw duck it.
oh my gosh.
So I think I think I'd pick the Small World, but the thing that I don't understand with this scenario, are they shutting down the ride until
No,
you
we've
die?
talked about this. The parks are going on.
That's right.
The parks are still going.
So people watch you go insane, and you can't get out.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
So you
Ride
have
shut down until you're dead. So you're ruining all these vacations.
imagine the
Wow.
recovery coming from guest relations.
Yeah.
Imagine
Wow, the
on that.
recovery would be unreal.
So I don't know. At least on
That was
Small
louder
World,
than anticipated.
at least on Small World, you get to have a family. At least in your own mind.
Family and some
Yep.
kids.
Family.
of a
Realistically,
dragon
though,
in there somewhere.
how long do you think you would live?
A couple days.
Because at least you have that disgusting
I don't think that's
Park
drinkable
water. What?
I think the only water you have access to is the one that's on the boat. Under the boat.
Yeah, and that's just
I
disgusting.
don't think you
That's
can drink
gross.
that. I think you'd die quicker if you drank that water.
Well, but yeah, I mean, it's either you dehydrate and you go insane, or you drink the water and you sustain yourself for a couple of days.
But if it was your time and you just wanted to make it end, you know.
But
You
at
never
that
know.
point, do you think you remember? Do you think you remember that that you chose?
you chose this.
Like originally, Walt
The
wanted
cast
it.
members are just like, sorry, dude. I don't know why my leader said I can't let you out.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just so funny. But imagine also being like in the teacups and like someone just getting seated with you. Like, but they get to get off the ride, but you don't.
It's like, now's my chance. Just back.
Or being in the middle of a family on
On
Small World.
No, I imagine you get your own teacup booth, and maybe
Do you get your own boat? Or
I'm trying to think.
Maybe your own row.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
more
that's what I
interesting
was
if
thinking,
like
your own
the
row.
parks are still running, you're just not leaving. and so it stops. So the teacup, that'd be so much worse. If the teacups stop, let you get your bearings about you, let new people come on, and then you go again, and you can't get up. That'd be so much worse.
Yeah, unless there's like one specific, they augment the ride so that there's one teacup that never stops spinning, and the rest of these people are getting loaded on and off the ride all day long.
No, if it's that way where there's like a 5-minute break in between, then you just go in again. Small world, easy.
It's like getting waterboarded.
It's exactly like getting waterboarded.
You get a break to catch your breath, and then it's a bottle of water. Water comes back.
Yo.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm choosing Small World.
So we're all
not
choosing
even
Small
close.
World.
I don't know why I keep bringing this question back.
It's a good throwback. Now we've got a chance to hear how Del wants to die.
Yeah. With a family.
With a family.
Family surrounded by puppets.
My international family. You were a CP. Now you got international CPs that you can give them lives to.
You can give them little roles in the park. Pretend you're at Disney.
So Del, to wrap up the last couple minutes here, why don't you walk us through overall, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how you think everything is being handled? If there's a specific way that you think you'd break down a vacation for someone who's coming now for the first time after quarantine, maybe even those out of state or those out of country, any recommendations for these folks coming in to Disney?
Absolutely.
Make a really great vacation.
So I would say overall experience, every time I've been to the parks, I've felt a million times safer, like we talked about earlier, than like going to like a general like store or anything along those lines. Every time I know that I'm going to a park, I know that they are doing everything that I can possibly do to be safe. Even with other theme parks that are around Orlando as well, I feel like every time I go through to Disney, I know I'm safe because the other parks, not to talk negative of other parks, it's just there's not a whole lot of social distancing. They're not practicing their like safety guidelines as well as I've experienced at Disney. I would say that if a family was coming, definitely stay at a Disney resort. Definitely take the time to stay at a Disney resort because, one, if you decide not to go to parks, there is not a lot of people at the resorts. So you are just able
That's good to hear.
You're able to just hang out at a resort, take a couple days, relax, go to the pool, chill poolside. You can go to Disney Springs. Disney Springs has a lot of great options that are open as well. I would say if people are planning to do parks, make sure that they get on that reservation system that they have as early as possible if you want to go to specific parks. Because there's some parks that are booked a lot quicker than others, for example, like Hollywood Studios, because everyone wants to go ride like Rise of the Resistance and all those other big name rides. Magic Kingdom's pretty hard to find because when you think of Disney World and you think of going back after so many months, you're thinking, oh, I want to see Cinderella's castle. I heard she just got a paint job.
She's looking good.
She looks good.
I love the new paint.
I think she looks good.
What were you? I mean, obviously. So for those of you who don't know, Gabe is colorblind. Does it? What color does that castle look like to you?
I don't remember. Purple, blue,
Purple?
pink, purple, gray, purple.
I think it's a rose gold.
It's like it's a rose gold pink, and then it's what I like about it. The blue looks like a Get blue. Oh. It looks like a Get blue, a dark blue.
We love a good blue.
We love a good blue.
So 1 to 10, when you were at the parks, you felt what, and 1 to 10 at the resorts, you felt what?
I'm gonna be bold here. I'm gonna say a 10 out of 10 in the parks.
That's bold.
I'm gonna be bold because I'm a Disney enthusiast. I love going to theme parks. I love immersing myself in theme parks. And the minute I stepped in, I felt so safe. I felt like I was doing everything in my power to make sure I was okay, and the cast was making sure I was okay on top of them being okay. And from a resort standpoint, I'm gonna give it an 8, only because when you check in,
what's the T?
So when you check in, like you don't get a temperature screening as you do in the parks.
Yeah.
So like
it's like an honor system.
So like in a sense, like if you're thinking of it from like if you're really big on like health and making sure you're okay during these times, you want to make sure that everyone that's around you is still reasonably healthy, so you don't catch a symptom or anything along those lines and potentially get someone in your family sick. So I feel like if the resorts potentially did temperature screenings, I would bump it up to a 10, but that's the only reason that knocks it down. That's the only reason that knocks it down. Just from the health point and just making sure that we are the number one still provider for providing entertainment in the world while still being safe. So,
While we're on that topic,
Yeah.
to add more, I have a list of some things
Oh.
that I'll call like your little what to expect when you're expecting to go to Disney after a pandemic. Hey, Carmen, didn't you know?
It's trivia.
trivia.
So, anyway, this is just from what we kind of experienced, and just some like stuff that I jotted down that was like, this would be good to know if I was going. First one's pretty easy. Just wear your fucking mask. You're not like
Just wear it.
We're
Wear a
dropping a
mask.
swear. Wear your mask.
Wear a mask.
You're not hot because you're in a mask. You're hot because it's July.
And it's like 400% humidity.
And so,
No matter what,
my
you're gonna
main
be
thing
sweating.
with that is like, let's say you are one of those people that are like, I don't want to wear a mask. It's not, some places it's not the law. You don't have to. However, you're going to Disney knowing that they are requiring you to wear a mask.
Private property.
So, wear your mask. Please. Please and thank you. Wear your mask. No, please and thank you. I'm being stern. Wear your mask. We had an issue with parking. I don't know if that's going forward. That's going to be an issue, but
Oh, right. With the time.
the
The nice thing with that, though, at least, is you're in your own car.
yeah, you're in
It's
the
like-
AC and stuff.
yeah.
It didn't take away from I was a little
Yeah.
annoyed because I just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was because they were like doing it in waves to help with the physical
That's what it looked
distancing.
like.
That's my guess.
There was also one point where, like, on the moonroof, on the
Oh,
top
yeah,
of the
I
car,
forgot about this.
just a kid just was standing up
Yeah.
in their SUV, like filming everything. And I'm like, just sit down.
Yeah.
Stop spreading your
Stop
droplets.
spending your germs. You keep your germs.
You keep your
keep
germs.
the germs.
One other thing I would say is like it's going to be real tempting with all these low wait times to like try to rush through everything. I would just say take your time because the wait times aren't going to go that much higher. Highest you'll get maybe, except for studios, it's like 40 minutes. I would say, and that was for like Mine Train, maybe Peter Pan,
And we were there for probably 5 hours,
roughly. Yeah,
and we were exhausted.
yeah, because
We
were
went
like
hard.
We people had to work in our group, so we were like going hard out of the gate, and just that was exhausting. But if you take your time, some of the parks have rest areas, which is one of my next points. Is use the rest areas. There's spots where you can sit down, kind of just enjoy AC with nothing happening. They're physically distanced apart, so use those and like take your time. Especially if you are planning on doing the park all day, it's gonna be really tempting to be like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 8 minutes. Let's go there right away. You don't need to. The cavalcade we talked about, they're kind of random. I don't think they have any time frame. So just if you hear music change at all, just go outside because something's happening. So
They also had at the top of the train station, because the train wasn't operational. I don't
think so either.
They had some of the characters, like one of my favorites. You got to see Goofy and Max together at the
Yeah,
top
yeah.
of the train station.
I didn't see that. You saw that.
I saw that, yeah. So that was really cool. I got to meet up with a friend, and we just watched that for a little bit. But both of us are big fans of the entertainment stuff, so it
Yeah.
was nice. But yeah, they have characters. And were we at Haunted Mansion when Chip and Dale were just
Yeah, they were
on
just outside, just
Tom
having a
Sawyer
hoot.
Island?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Having a
be on the
powwow.
lookout. Yeah, just like coming up with new stories or
Uh-huh.
adventures or something. Anyways, go on. I'm sorry.
We're pretty much done. It's just a little hard to hear some cast members, especially when they have the face shields on. So just exercise some patience, especially because another point, some of these cast members are learning new roles because they're not in the home roles because either they don't exist anymore or they just were brought back because of seniority reasons. Yada yada yada. It doesn't matter. Just exercise some patience. It's new for them, just like it is for you. And then you can't control what other people are doing. So if you see anybody not doing the rules, the protocols, just tell a cast member. Don't take it upon yourself to go talk to that person. Find one of the yellow shirt people. What do they call them? The
The
Incredible
Crew.
Find one of them.
I like that.
That's a great
every
name,
time you
the
say it.
Crew.
And then just be nice. It's
Yeah.
a new normal for now, so just enjoy what it is now.
Yeah, and also when we were there, I will say that it was nice when I had gotten the Dole Whip from over by Aladdin, the Magic Carpets, and I was walking while eating my Dole Whip because this is before the rule change was made. But I was actively eating, and the second I was done, the mask went back on.
Yeah.
It's for your own safety, and the rules will constantly be changing.
Mm-hmm.
They've already changed a number of times over these last couple of weeks. So if you hear a cast member who's coming and talking to you, be kind to them. And if you're not understanding and they're not being eloquent with what they're saying, they may have gotten new communication that morning. So definitely give them patience, but also to Gabe's point, don't take it upon yourself to teach another guest those rules because then you're a jerk. Then you're the
Especially 'cause
a-hole.
they could change. They could have changed 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So just
I
enjoy
was-
your time and just follow the rules. Cast members are doing their best. So
I was just gonna add on to that. Just basically just live your Disney experience because people have been waiting months. So like, take the time to enjoy your time. Just like Gabe and Carmen were saying, just take the time to enjoy your Disney magical experience and don't let those others try and interfere with it. You've been waiting months and months and months to go back. So just immerse yourself in that magic. Be ready to be back.
So, Del, why don't you go ahead and drop and this will also be in the link for when this goes on YouTube. And while you are here, like, comment, subscribe on this video, and also like, comment, and subscribe on Del's video. Why don't you go tell him the name and all of your social, plug all of that real quick.
Absolutely. So I started off on TikTok, and my TikTok and my YouTube are the same exact name, and it is TheDelEffect. Del is spelled with one L. So, and it effect. So basically, I wanted to make an effect on everyone's lives that's watching. So that's why I'm entitled The Del Effect. So that's my TikTok and YouTube. My Instagram is _real_Del_3. Those are my main 3 communications for social media. I would love to talk and meet with all of you. Seriously, you guys are all family to me that watch and subscribe and love on my videos. So I'm so appreciative of everyone that takes the time to watch. I always say if one person watches it and smiles, I've done my job. And that's the way that I want to be able to perceive all my videos. So before, I want to take the time to thank Carmen and thank Gabe and thank the dudes for letting me be
The dudes.
Thanks for letting
The Dudes
me.
Colony.
Thanks for letting me be a dude tonight on Dude Thoughts. And literally, please go follow, like, subscribe on them as well. They're amazing people. I personally knew them before this, and I'm just thankful to have them in my lives as well. So,
Well, we're glad to
appreciate
have
it.
a
Come
handsome
on.
guy like you.
Yeah. Come on anytime you want. You know how to find us.
Yeah.
And I think on that note, Carmen, if you got a dream,
Go and chase it. Don't be racist.
wear your mask.
And wear a mask. Thanks, guys.